is the last video of my Princess Mononoke costume. So in this video, I will be using a dress that I already own to make her dress, and I'll show you also how to make the little apron that goes on it. So let's get started. For the dress, I used a dress I already owned, some navy blue fabric that was as similar to the dress's fabric as I could find, tailor's chalk, pins, fabric scissors, and a sewing machine. And for the apron tunic thing, I used a white shirt, fabric scissors, a needle and thread, and coffee dye. I laid out the fabric and folded it over itself, and then I folded the dress in half and lined it up to the fabric, folded edges together. The bodice of the dress had darts in it, so I had to make sure to give myself enough room at the top to accommodate for that. I traced around the neckline and the bottom of the bodice and up the side until I got to the dart. Then I marked the sewn edge of the dart, and then I marked the point of the dart. I measured the folded portion of the dart, doubled that, and then marked that up from the first mark that I made for the dart. Then I moved the dress up and lined the sewn part of the dart to the dart mark that I just made, and then I continued tracing the rest of the bodice. I used a ruler to connect the points of the dart together like so, and then I marked out a seam allowance for myself. I started with about 1/4 of an inch, but then I ended up changing it to about 1/2 an inch. I pinned the fabric together and cut the piece out. I repeated this process for the back and then the skirt pieces. At the last minute, I decided I wanted to add pockets to this skirt, so to do this, I took some scrap pieces and cut out 4 shapes like this. I measured down from the top of the skirt about 2.5 inches and then pinned the pocket pieces on either side, right sides together, and then sewed them onto the skirt. Then I pinned the darts together and sewed them up. Then I pinned the bodice pieces to the skirt pieces, right sides together, starting from the midpoints and working out, and then of course I sewed them together. I placed the 2 dress pieces together, right sides together, pinned up the sides and sewed them up. And finally, I went around and hemmed all of the edges. Once I was done with the dress, I threw the white shirt on, inside out, and roughly marked out a new neckline and armholes for the tunic. I wasn't super precise about this because in the movie the tunic looks tattered around the edges, so I didn't bother with trying to hem them. I took the shirt off, laid it out, and then cut up the edges and then around the new neckline and armholes that I had marked out. I put it on, pinned it together, and tacked those points together with a needle and thread. Then I just went around and trimmed some extra fabric off. I wanted to make the tunic look a bit worn and not so perfectly white, so I boiled up some coffee and soaked it in the hot coffee water until it reached the color I wanted. I just kind of eyeballed this, so I don't have any precise measurements. Once it reached my desired color, I rinsed it out, let it dry, and then I was done. I hope you all enjoyed these last few videos where I taught you how to make this costume. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. I post art videos every Tuesday and DIY videos every Thursday. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat, or Pinterest, and I'll leave the information to those down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next week.